Hey everybody, welcome to the WWE Crown Jewel. Well, our What's Up Wrestling post show after watching the 3.5 hour premium live event from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. Ruiz is here with me. How are you? You just finished watching Crown Jewel. Hey everybody, I did too. Lots to discuss with this. Overall, I found it a bit underwhelming. I will just kind of say that. Do you want to just give a quick thought, or should we just get into each of the matches?
We'll go into each match, but in general, I found myself, kind of tired of today. I don't know if it's because I've always been like not a fan of the 1 o'clock starts, and it just feels weird. It's like doesn't feel like prime time. Like it's like if you're watching football and it was at 1 o'clock instead of 8.
I was thinking that when I was watching it too,
Yeah.
I'm like, it feels a little like
It
not.
always feels a little awkward, but then like for example, Clash at the Castle was amazing. So
It was
I didn't
amazing. It
I
was
didn't
amazing.
feel that way. But today, yeah, I mean, I don't know if it had to do with the builds up to this matches, even though I thought they were pretty good, but yeah, I wasn't a big fan.
Well, let's get into this. I mean, first of all, there was before the card started, Sami Zayn and JT McDonough went on at it, and I think it was a way to put Sammy into this because
Mhm.
he's Middle Eastern descent. He is of Syrian background. Now it was in Saudi Arabia, but I think that was the reason. Like he had nothing to do.
No, yeah.
He wasn't on the card.
And
And
honestly, that was one of the better matches of the night, which they probably should have had on the card. It was a
should
pretty good
have had on
match.
the card, which you should have on the card. So there was that little touch, and he got a big pop, and that was great. Then I thought it was a really smart move actually to start with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre because it was such a great match. Like that was a great match. And it was interesting, like who was the crowd for? It
It
sounded like
seemed like
Seth, but
yeah,
then
it
they like
seemed like
Drew.
Drew was very, very popular, but they didn't care if Rollins won. You know what I mean? That's kind of
That's
where
what I
the
thought. That's what
but
I thought.
I thought that was match of the night. I really enjoyed it. It was insane. There was a lot of close calls. Rollins just keeps showing how good he is, and I was never big on Drew McIntyre. I thought he was kind of boring. But he's his last few matches he's really shown me that I think he's a lot better than I probably give him credit for,
Well,
and that
yeah.
would very much like if he had just a change of character because he is pretty good.
Well, and that's what I want to talk about. So that is where this is going. It's very clear. He's had a bit of an edge. They have to rationalize a reason to take this good guy and make him bad. And what I feel is by having him lose, he's now just nothing's working. He's lost everything. And Rhea Ripley comes up to him backstage and gives him the like, well, you didn't let us help you, you piece of shit, like
Yeah.
thing. I think the next time we see him, if it's Monday night or wherever they put him, SmackDown, he's gonna turn. I
Yeah,
think
I
frustrated, nothing's working. There's nowhere for him to go.
I think do I think it'll be with the Judgment Day? Not exactly, because I think it just wouldn't really make much sense. Even though one of our previous episodes a while ago, when we were waiting for him to return, I thought he was going to come back with the Judgment Day. I just thought that was like a perfect fit. But right now, I feel like the Judgment Day, they have so many storylines going on. They're literally involved in every single storyline on Raw.
I
Like
don't know.
every
I
single,
think he's gonna do something with them.
but yeah, I think he'll help. I think not that it'll happen on Raw, but I could see him beating up Rollins after a match or something, and then Damian cashes in, like something like that, where he helps him out and he's kind of with them, but not exactly with them. But I just don't know. I really don't know what they're gonna do with
I
him
mean,
because
obviously having the shot of him like back there afterwards,
yeah,
dejected, was for a reason, and then her to do her little like thing. I once again want to give props to Seth Rollins because I could watch this guy wrestle all day. Like he is so good.
yeah.
He is such a great athlete. That's the thing. Like his flips, like
Everything, yeah.
everything. Like I don't think there is any. I mean,
And I genuinely don't really know for him either what he does now because who else is there to fight? I mean, obviously we're waiting for the eventual Damian Priest cash in that they keep teasing, but like if I give you right now, oh yeah, this is gonna be his next feud on Raw. I really don't know. If it's not Drew again,
it's probably Drew again now as a
yeah,
bad guy or something. But I was
Survivor
gonna,
Series, yeah, it's Survivor Series.
yeah,
That's what I'm guessing.
I was gonna say the other thing was, so Seth wins, Drew loses. He's like, oh F, because out comes Damian. I would have let that happen. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know why we had to have the Sammy is the one in the hood. Like,
Still
and
with the Judgment Day. Still arguing with the Judgment Day. It's like, I don't know. It's whatever.
so
It's just,
but what are the I want to ask you this. I'm like, what rule is this? He brought the briefcase to cash in, but why didn't it happen? Because the other guy just took the brief. I don't get that part.
well, I guess the bell didn't ring and he ripped it out of his hand, so it never actually counted. They always do this. Once I saw Damian telling the referee, "I'm gonna beat his ass," I was like, "All right, they're delaying for something." I I I mean, this might be the longest feud ever, Sami Zayn and the Judgment Day. It might be ever. I'm getting tired of it like a lot. And I love Seth Rollins, but I want to see Damian cash in. I genuinely, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I do have a feeling that Damian's gonna lose his cash in. That's what it feels like. It's getting to that point.
I know, and that's what really bothers me. And I was going to also say to you, the other person that I thought was really good, how he played the crowd, was Damian Priest
Yeah,
against Cody, which we'll get to. But
yeah,
I think he's really great. I think
yeah.
Damian's really great. And I think they're ruining the momentum he had coming out of Backlash. I thought, oh, he's going to win. He gets Money in the Bank. I thought they were going to have him really rise up. And this has been going on now for months.
And I get it like as a thing because they recently they had a lot of people cash in right away, so they kind of wanted to let this one build up, and I was reading about that, but it gets to a point where do we even want it to happen anymore? Like now I kind of do, but it's like it doesn't have the same hype I feel like as it used to.
But also, he's only every time this comes up, he's only concentrating on Seth. What about
Yeah,
the other? Can he do
yeah. I
any?
think they just want to. I don't think they're gonna. I don't even think they want to entertain it because it's never. They won't even do it.
They won't do it with Roman
Yeah, no way.
unless they do it with the United States Championship.
Yeah, which would be
No,
stupid. They're gonna do it. The thing with me is that what I want to see at this point, and I know it's kind of weird because he has the purple briefcase because he's Judgment Day, but I feel like it's getting to a point where he might like it might happen after he already leaves the Judgment Day, if that's what it leads to. Like he's alone at some point, he becomes a face and then cashes in. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. They still tease this whole thing with the Judgment Day over and over again, and he's still tag team champion. So it's like I don't even know.
What about this? What about this? McIntyre comes in the group. That's it. Priest has had it.
Yeah.
Ascension.
Because my
Okay.
thing is that I always think I always think bigger picture. So for this storyline, obviously they're keeping it Rollins with the Judgment Day briefcase, whatever. Finn Balor couldn't get it done. What's the WrestleMania match when it comes to World Heavyweight Championship? What are they building up to? Is Damian going to headline? Is not a headline, but is Damian going to be the champion going into WrestleMania, or are they going to have him cash in before that? Because I don't know. I personally I would like to see Damian against like Finn as the two guys at WrestleMania, but I don't know what that does. What do you do with Seth Rollins at that point? Like Seth Rollins is so hot right now. How do you take the belt off of him before WrestleMania? He has to walk in there as champion.
Unless he loses somewhere and gets it back.
At like Rumble or something.
Yeah, like he loses it soon and then gets it back. I don't know where this is going. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be Drew joins the Judgment Day, Damian and Finn fall apart. I would have had Damian cash in by now, or at least have the attempt happen.
Yeah, and something happens. Like
I mean, the Sammy thing is, so now what? So Sammy's going to feud with Damian again?
just to prolong it. I don't know.
What is that? What does that do? And what's the JD McDonough thing? Is he actually in the group?
I don't think. I think he's just like
And so
he's like a special counsel for them.
everyone's like, yeah.
I don't personally understand what they're going to do with Rollins after this. Obviously, I think they're going to continue something with Drew. Survivor Series might be Drew versus Rollins again, but I mean, like we saw today, it's going to be War Games again for one of the matches, which is pretty cool. So I don't know which one that's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a whole bunch of people.
Can you explain to people that are watching this that don't understand? Explain to them what War Games
Yeah.
is.
So we're going to see 5 people against 5.
which like we did last year, which we had the Sammy group and the
Bloodline. It's going to be 5 against 5, but it's going to start with 1 against 1, and it's going to be
and then they come
one
in.
from each team comes in every minute, 30 seconds, and then once everybody's in.
But who are the 5 and 5? Judgment Day?
With me is that I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if they're going to do Judgment Day / Bloodline, which they've been teasing against everybody, like Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso.
Anybody that's good on the other side.
Randy Orton return, maybe, like, something like that. Hopefully,
still hoping for Randy.
A CM Punk return, we'll see, but I don't think so. I don't know what they're gonna do, because they are gonna have it. I don't know if it's gonna be one, or I heard that they wanted to do a girls' match this year, a women's match in War Games too. That's one of the rumors. I don't really know I don't even know if they have enough women for that.
But interesting to your point. Also, it's a 3-week only buildup.
Mm-hmm.
If this is happening right around Thanksgiving, obviously,
and that's why I feel like they used today. Today felt like a build-up for Survivor Series. It didn't feel like its own PLE. It was like, all right, we're building up to Survivor Series from 2 months ago, and today is going to be a filler, because that's what it was. It felt like
exactly. It felt
like a PLE to be excited for Survivor Series. That's what it was to me, in my opinion.
I was just hoping by like halfway through it would get something big would happen, and it never did. So my bet is there's nowhere for Drew to go now. He's got to turn bad because he just can't get anywhere. That's the story, right? He's tried. He's bitter. He just lost.
He's gonna try to do. He has to turn heel.
Now there has to be a complete character turn. The next match, I didn't like, which was that the next Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Raquel, and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark
women's match, yeah. Surprisingly,
I mean, Rhea's great. Nia's always fun to watch.
The one that stuck out to me that I'll give you two. The one that stuck out to me in a bad way that I think is showing everybody that I've never been high on, that I think is pretty boring, is Raquel Rodriguez. I can't do it. I think she's boring.
And I was going to say to you, if you recall, like, let's take it back towards WrestleMania. I was like, she's going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
It's not happening with her.
And I think it shows you, because obviously Liv Morgan's been out for a while with injury. It shows you how good and how big Liv Morgan really is. Because obviously they were a tag team together, whatever. Liv was carrying that.
Friend Liv Morgan.
My future wife, Liv Morgan, was she really is missed, because I think if she's in that match instead, it just creates more star power. And then
what's going on with her right now?
I think she's nearing. They said that she's nearing return in November, so I think she'll be back for Survivor Series. That's what the rumor is, because it was 6 months, and it's been around that. And the other person that I thought was pretty good was Zoe Stark, like you said. I did too.
I was going to say I thought she was really good.
Yeah, and I've never been big on Nia Jax. I think she's boring, but I did think that the women's division needed that kind of like person that comes in and just ruins everybody. That's kind of what she's playing as like the person that doesn't care and she beats everybody up.
Here's the problem. Yeah, here's the problem.
Yeah,
who should have come in? Jade Cargill. We haven't seen her yet. She's not ready to make her debut, but she would come in and be the destroyer and like beat everybody up.
Well, I just don't listen. I'm very excited. They've done a great job in showing Jade Cargill off, and I think everyone wants to see her, but I really don't know when it's going to be. Like, I don't know what they're going to do with that. I honestly wouldn't mind if she started at NXT. Like, the NXT women's division is great. Like, Becky Lynch is fighting there currently, so I mean, like, why wouldn't you?
I was like, Becky Lynch. Do you think she's happy about that?
I don't think she minds. I think they're just kind of having, just like how they had Finn down there and a lot of people there. Like they keep talking about the women's division from NXT through Raw and SmackDown is filled. It's stacked. It's been probably it's the most stacked it's ever been. And today was a showcase of it, because they had 5 women who could have probably been the champion.
I would say the one confusion I have with Zoe Stark that I think needs to be more defined is, like, I watched her today and I'm like, am I supposed to root for her? Because
that's what it felt like.
I wanted to root for her.
Yeah.
But before she was a heel with Trish.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they need to clarify. I think if they just pick a direction for her, because I felt like, I want to root for her now.
Yeah, and I think the main event match at WrestleMania, if it's gonna be the main event or not, I think it's still going to be Rhea versus Becky. That's the match they keep teasing towards them walking by each other at NXT on Raw. That has to be your Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch are two top stars in the women's division. That just has to be. I don't think they fought on a main card like that. So I mean, I would love to see that match. I think everyone else really. I mean, like Liv is great. I personally, I'll be honest, I have no guesses onto who's going to win the women's Royal Rumble. I think they'd give it to Jade Cargill that early? I don't know, but
random girl is with us and asking, is Drew going to be part of the Judgment Day?
I think so.
I say yes. He says no.
I think he's going to be like a JD McDonough. Like he's going to be like there, but like not really in the Judgment Day.
No, I think he's going to just be like
full-fledged purple gear. Yeah, I could see it. That's why I said it the first time, and they took a little too long. So I was like, oh, maybe not. But if you had to guess right now, your take in a few months for Royal Rumble Women's Division, who would you have winning, and who would you have them going against? Which champion?
Is Jade Cargill in this?
I don't know. I would assume
I'm wondering if Jade Cargill's going to come there and win that, and that's the push. You know,
I just personally feel like I can tell you right now, I would be shocked if Rhea doesn't walk into WrestleMania as champion without losing. I think she's going to hold this championship till WrestleMania.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Do I think Iyo's going to walk in there as champion? Probably not. I think I could see eventually Bayley maybe winning that and then turning on each other.
We're not talking about, well, hold on. We haven't talked about the EST because the EST no. I have a point. And we'll go there. So we've been right all along. I'm just telling you this right now. As somebody who Bianca's going to turn heel, and so is Drew. Bianca just got cremated in that match by Sane coming back and all the interference. Also, you saw that they announced that her new reality series with Montez Ford is coming.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine. This has to be the end of this.
Yeah.
They have to do this now. She's been annihilated. Is she going to
unless like everyone keeps comparing her to, unless they're really going after this 2013 John Cena-esque run where they just never turn heel and they take all the adversity and they try to come back from it. It's just
but to your point, they were all going to the restroom during that match. It was Bianca. They weren't in their seats.
Oh,
so, and Bianca's a good wrestler, but
listen, I've watched it. Listen, and that's the thing. I think Bianca Belair is great in the ring, and she's one of the best there probably ever has been. But I've watched multiple times. We were at WrestleMania. When I was at WrestleMania, Asuka was the favorite, and even though she was the heel,
and then
I was at Backlash, but Iyo Sky was the heavy favorite, and Bianca was the face. And then I was at SummerSlam, and once again, Bianca Belair wasn't the favorite. So it's getting to a point where the crowd is not interested in this match or her in general.
Well, unless it's her, like you said, her entire gimmick is so stale, nobody wants to see it. She has to turn, right? So it's either Jade Cargill and her team up, or that's the
WrestleMania match. That's Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill.
Right. Correct. I see that. But now that we jumped over there, what did you think about Kairi Sane coming back and screwing up the match?
I think Kairi Sane's great. I think she's definitely going to be good. Another addition to the women's division, which is just insane. They're stacked. She's going to be on SmackDown, obviously. I'm very intrigued to see. I think the storyline there is going to be kind of like
control.
Kind of like Judgment Day. It's going to be like Bayley mad that she's part of her. She's not going to want her in. I'm assuming. Because I think they're still waiting for Dakota Kai to come back. She's not fully healed yet.
Well, I think Kairi's saying they're going to split off, and I think Bayley's going to be out.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be Bayley and Dakota against them two as like
which is interesting. But then again, like I said, the way this ended is there's Bianca just laid out flat. Everybody's interfering,
and no one comes out to help her. Ever.
No one helped her.
No one ever helped her.
I even thought. You want to know what I was thinking? Everyone, I will tell you what I was thinking.
Steve? Yeah.
No. I was thinking this is going so bad. Maybe Bobby Lashley and the two guys come out during this match
Yeah.
and help Bianca. And then she
Yeah.
just agrees, like, oh crap, I'll go with you guys.
Yeah.
That they weren't even there.
No, no one. That's the thing
Nobody-
there has to be a reason
She
that they
had
never
no-
have.
Why is no one?
Never, yeah, they never have anyone come out to help her, and that's what I thought was just weird because like I feel like they're teasing it, but they just don't want to do it yet.
I think
I just wish that there was a woman's faction that wasn't Damage Control that she could join as like a heel, but there just isn't. That's why,
unless they create a new faction,
yeah.
maybe Jade's with Bianca.
See, that's the only thing that I can't see Jade coming in as a heel if they want to. Really?
Oh, I do.
I just feel like they want the crowd to be behind her in the beginning.
No, I think she's going to be a badass heel like she was in AEW.
Yeah.
I don't get good girl vibes from her. I get
yeah,
I'm going to destroy everybody and I don't care.
That's why I wouldn't be opposed to a Jade and Bianca tag team in the beginning to kind of help Jade in the beginning and not have to wrestle singles matches all the time.
That's what I would do.
And they just dominate the tag team division.
Or maybe Bianca goes and says, I've had it. I'm done with this shit.
I want to go to Raw.
I'm gonna go be a tag team and let's go.
Yeah.
And she gets Jade and they go like beat the crap out of all the women.
Everybody. Yeah, I definitely think that's what they're gonna lead towards, some type of program
And
with
she has to take out Bianca, I love you. You have to take out this outfits have to go. Like, what does she do with doesn't she need a makeover then? Is the bad?
I just wonder if it's her that doesn't want to do that, if it's the people, if she's not into it. Because I'm sure she's at a point where she's very a lot of say in what she does with her character. And maybe she just never wants to turn heel. I mean, if that's what she doesn't want to do. Because like I said, when I compare it to John Cena, it's more than just on screen. Like, when she has been a part of the media for every single event that I've been to. So she must love doing that and be with the kids and all the charity stuff. So maybe she just doesn't want to ruin that.
I truly believe, and I'm not saying this because I'm a mark. I'm saying this. I believe Drew, because he's always with they're always in it. Drew, It's Drew, Bianca, John, Cody. Yeah. Like these guys always are with the kids.
Yeah.
And I do believe they probably like that. And also,
it's a bigger brand for them. It's when you're a face, you have a bigger, more people want to work with you.
Because you can't be like, I can't have you represent my brand while you're killing people on this.
Yeah, that's exactly why. And that's why I think people like being a face. And John Cena's not an idiot. That's why he never turned heel. He had so many marketing opportunities. Like it's a part of it. And maybe that's why. Maybe she doesn't want to turn heel. So I don't know.
But this is a woman that was a multi-champion who's losing all these matches to all these people interfering and nobody's helping her. Yeah. So I think she has to go bad.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that's what it's leading to. So we'll see.
Okay. The most upsetting for me and you, this was very upsetting. John Cena and Solo Sikoa. I'm so upset about this. What was the point? I thought the point of this was give John a match, let him win. He hasn't won in 5 years. He's come back for this.
That's the storyline. He's saying, "Do I still have it?" All this stuff. I listen, and people are gonna say, "Oh, you're a John Cena fan, whatever."
But you are a John Cena fan, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm saying, from a viewer's standpoint, it logically doesn't make any sense to have him keep coming back and losing to all these people in terrible fashion because now say he comes back again and wants to put someone else over. When does it get to a point where it's like, all right, why am I going to keep beating up this guy who hasn't won in 5 years? Does it mean anything? You know what I mean? Like it just makes no sense because it's going to get to a point where no one's going to care if you keep bringing him back. So, I mean,
Random girl said, I thought John was going to win. I did too. I couldn't believe they were going to have him lose again.
It was stupid. It was dumb. I hate the way it ended. It was over and over again. Like Solo hasn't done anything to deserve this. I'm sorry. He hasn't. I love Solo. I think he's great, but not to bury John Cena. Like
what bothered me was that they did bury him. I didn't like that. Why did he have to do it multiple times and just annihilate him? Why would John Cena be okay with that? Does he just want to put everybody over?
Yeah, I guess he just doesn't care that much. It just doesn't really make any sense. I'll be honest. It got to a point where I kind of wish he was a little more arrogant with his character because he must just not care at all Because you got guys like Triple H who are winning championships older than Cena is right now. You know what I mean? And it's because they wanted to, still keep that guy where it's like, all right, I'm still a badass. You know what I mean? Cena comes in here, it's like, all right, look at this old John Cena. He's not even that old. It's stupid to me.
Not that old. I mean, here's the joke. There are people in AEW much older, which I
We're
could get
champions.
and champions. I don't look at him like, oh, this old man.
No, and it's dumb. I don't know why he's okay with that. I don't get it. I
So
don't get it.
then he does the match, and then on his Instagram, he posts a picture of David Beckham in his like farewell thing.
It's farewell retirement.
Farewell retirement. And I'm like, wait, are you really saying you're retiring?
I don't even know. It's getting to a point where I don't even care. You know what I mean? It's annoying. I just don't. It
So
doesn't
he
do
comes in and says to them, like, okay, Triple H, sure, I'll come in. Whoever you want to put over.
I just thought this was a waste of, because I'm sure he's done it. It was a waste of his entire run. I think the whole run that he came back and did for the 2 months that they have him. Oh my God, you have John Cena for 2 months for free time for how long has this happened before? And you have him go against Solo and Jimmy in a tag match with LA Knight and then a solo match against Solo and then lose. I don't know. I think it's stupid.
I mean, I would have had him win and actually give him one more shot at Roman, do something. Like if I've got him there, what was it? And then the end, I hate it. So he gets up and they stayed on him.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have to watch this like annihilated, dejected 16-time champion. We're all clapping for him. And that killed me when Michael Cole, they were like,
yeah.
I'm like, this is making me really upset.
Yeah. It just doesn't.
It doesn't track for me. I don't know what they're doing.
The reason it makes me upset is because it doesn't feel like it's time for that yet. He still could be the guy. You know what I mean? Like he's still John Cena. That's why I don't know why he's okay with it.
Well, here's a funny thing about, not funny, but the SAG-AFTRA strike is not resolved yet.
Oh, I know. So he must just
like it's still going on. So literally, they could keep him there.
Yeah, until Survivor Series or something,
or until the new year. Yeah, and I don't know why. So is he going to come on next week on television and go, I got to give it to Solo, I'm just not any good anymore. Like, is that what he's going to say?
But the thing is that I didn't get the whole point of the whole storyline being, all right, he needs to win one. It's been 5 years. Does he still have it? It's like, yeah, it should have just been him and Solo put a crazy competitive match. Cena beats him barely. He knows he's probably nearing the end, but he still has it. And maybe he goes after one more run. And then this happens. I feel like it ruins. Solo can lose. He could have afforded to lose. Like, you know what I mean? Him losing wasn't going to ruin anything. It's John Cena.
Speaking Samoan up the stair, going up the ramp.
It was dumb.
I really didn't like it. And I really didn't like it.
That's where I got to a point where I was like, all right, F this. I don't want to watch this anymore. Because I just thought it was dumb.
But I was so excited for this.
For example, I'm not even trying to be funny. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me that he's so okay with this. He's 40 whatever years old and he's acting like he's done. He just lost again, whatever. But then you have Randy Orton coming back, who's around the same age that when he comes back, he's going to be a top guy. So what's the difference? Why does he get to be a top guy? If CM Punk for some reason comes back, he's going to be a top guy. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense to me. Why John Cena has to be the guy who carried the company for 20 years, has to be the guy that jobs out to all these guys who aren't even that good. It's not logical to me. And then you had Triple H winning championships at freaking 51 years old, whatever he was. Ric Flair is about to fight MJF for the AEW championship.
Ric Flair is 74.
He's going to fight. He's going to fight for the AEW championship.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to screw up Sting. I mean, all that's going to happen, and that's okay. But John Cena, who's in his 40s, who's going to tell me
he looks fine in the ring? He looks fine. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it.
So is the point he's going to come out next week and officially retire?
At this point, he should. That's my point.
Should.
Yeah. If they're going to keep doing this, what's the point?
If you're going to come back and just lay down for these people,
just retire.
I was like, and it's so funny. I know John Cena. I love. He's not. I mean, he's your favorite. Got it. I was really sucked into this at the beginning. I'm like, oh, I really hope he wins this.
Yeah, it would just
Oh,
create another
Super Junior
storyline.
was so good. Like,
Yeah,
oh, and then I don't not a big Solo Sikoa fan either. So
I didn't get it. I didn't understand it.
that was the real biggest downer of the whole thing.
Yeah, it was.
I really it made me sad. I was like, am I watching like an old guy who's not that old?
And you're not. That's the funny thing is you're not.
I mean, I'm old, and I mean, like,
He's not even that old. That's the funny thing.
then we had Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul. Okay,
Great match.
great match. Logan Paul is insanely amazing.
Another person, by the way, who's United States champion, who's older than John Cena, but we'll just keep going.
We'll just keep going. Yeah. Rey Mysterio was great. The Logan Paul thing. So here's what I think. Tell me if you agree. There's trouble here because when the brass knuckles came out by Logan's person, and then that got botched, and it goes out towards the audience, and then he goes back to retrieve it, and Santos Escobar shows up and he stops him. He puts the brass knuckles on the ring. Do not tell me that
which I didn't. I didn't realize until I saw it on Twitter. He slid them in the ring. It's not like he just dropped them.
No, he slid them back.
He just left them on the floor or in his pocket.
Correct. He slid them back to help Logan.
Yeah.
Because the deal here is it's going to be revealed one of two things. My guess is Escobar wants a shot at Paul to win the title because he should have had it originally.
Yeah.
Or he's really screwing Rey to permanently screw Rey because he's pissed. But this was an intentional thing by Escobar.
Just to start, I think this was the best story. I think this was the best storyline going on right now in today's match, like today's Paley. Rey Mysterio, by the way, just is awesome still. He still can move. He's still great. He's a great storyteller in the ring. He's awesome. Logan just keeps showing how good he is in the ring. He's awesome. Like I obviously, I'll be honest. I think he deserved today. I think he deserved to win the championship.
I wish it would have been clean, but because he wrestles so
well. To a point where I think he's wrestling so well that I think he deserves to just win clean at some point. He doesn't have to keep winning by brass knuckles. It's the exact same reason he won by Ricochet. I think Ricochet should have been clean, like we talked about. But today, the reason I didn't mind it was because of if that is what they're doing with the Santos thing, I like it. I think it's smart. At the end of the day, he's a heel's heel. He likes being a heel. And he's the United States champion.
Wait, who's the heel's heel?
Like Logan Paul. Like I think at the end of the day, he's so old school heel with the brass knuckles, all that. I kind of like it. I think it's smart. There's not a lot of those anymore. And he's just so good in the ring that I like that he's champion. I hope he's around more because to be on, you know what I mean?
I hope he's around because he's so great to watch in the ring.
Yeah.
He was like probably my favorite performer of the night. Like those moves are insane.
And like I say, I think he does. Like the reason everyone likes Logan Paul backstage supposedly is because he actually cares. And for example, he had his boxing match a few weeks ago, and the first thing he did was say, "I'm a WWE superstar and I want to fight Rey Mysterio." So he's just constantly talking about WWE. That's all he does. And I think he deserves it. I mean, people talk crap about him as a person, but I think he's great.
You can't deny. Tell me how
how talent and how good he is. He saved Mysterio's neck. Mysterio almost landed on his head. And he caught him. He almost landed on his head, and he caught him, and then just power slammed him. And I'm definitely happy with this result. I thought it was great.
I'm really glad of this result. I just wish it was clean, but I do definitely when he placed the thing in the ring, I'm like, that's it.
I don't think Logan's gonna hold it for a while. I could see him losing to like a Ricochet if they did like bring that back or something like that. I would like to see where this is gonna go. I could probably see Logan at Survivor Series against Rey again or Santos, depending on what they do.
Unless Santos goes against Logan or pairs with him. I don't know what.
I liked the ending where he was like trying to give Rey his props and he's like, you know what you did? And he's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, all this stuff. So it was cool.
I loved that moment too. Yeah. That was great storytelling. That was great to keep in it. It's great for us to hear. This was one of the best highlights of the night, for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
And it had the most
and the crowd was into it. The crowd wanted him to win, which is pretty cool. So I mean he got a cheer.
Logan?
Yeah, he did, and it was pretty funny that he did.
Of course, he brought his Prime drink out at the end for
Yeah.
branding.
I'm just waiting for them to say Prime's the official drink of the WWE because I mean he's the official drink of like the UFC.
Now that Woo Woo is the official drink at AEW, you heard
Yeah,
that? What Ric
yeah,
Flair's drink, which is all mushrooms or something.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah. Um,
It relieves the
yes,
body. I'm gonna
yeah.
send you. I'm gonna send you a case. Yeah.
Um, okay. Now we have uh Cody and Damian Priest. I thought that match was going really well. I was
Yeah.
really into it. I thought Damian looked great and Cody's always good. And then it
It
kind
was
of went,
definitely better than I expected. Cody needs to like I saw Sean Ross tweet it and I said the same thing to my friend when I was watching it. Cody needs to be WWE champion. Like he is so over and so good. And I just gotta shout out my little brother. First of all, I just gotta shout out my little brother. We talked about in previous episodes that he was gonna be Cody Rhodes for Halloween. He's 8 years old. He even dyed his hair. The costume was fully made by my mom. They don't sell anything Cody Rhodes online, so my mom made everything by scratch. Everything. Yeah, and
put the picture up of him. We
yeah,
will.
we'll show the picture. But I just gotta say, Cody Rhodes is the man because I tweet out right after it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. This is what happened. I tweet out like, "Hey, Cody Rhodes, my little brother's you for Halloween. He even dyed his hair to get it right. Whatever." I didn't even ask him to repost nothing. I just tagged him. And then I went to sleep before my class, woke up, and my phone was blowing up. I thought the tweet had just blown up. I was like, all right, the tweet's blowing up. It's Cody Rhodes, whatever. I see 21 reposts. So I'm scrolling through the reposts and I see Cody Rhodes at the bottom. I click it and it was Cody Rhodes. He tweeted it and liked it, which I thought was awesome. It was great.
Most amazing. Did you show
Yeah.
your
Yeah, he freaked out. And the thing is that my little brother dyed his hair the day before. So he went to school the day before, dyed hair, and he was like, he came home and was like, I don't want to be Cody Rhodes anymore. Everyone was making fun of me. My hair, no one likes my hair. And then Cody Rhodes retweets it and he didn't care anymore. So Cody Rhodes doesn't understand how much that meant to him. It really did. He was so happy. He came home all excited. He was so excited. Everyone loved his costume at school. So I mean, you know what I mean? It was great.
what
He's
did
like, Cody Rhodes saw it.
so your mom made the jackety thing?
She bought a coat, like a lab coat basically, and then put all the sequins on it, the logo in the back, the tattoo, the tights, the boots, everything, and then the hair.
But was he excited to be Cody or not?
You know, he was so excited. He loved it. He didn't think it was gonna be as good as it was, but it was really good. And then once he found out Cody reposted it, he was ecstatic.
Not love Cody even more.
No,
now.
like stuff like that. Can you imagine? Like that's exactly why he's the face and what he does. Stuff like that. Like he didn't have to repost that, but he did.
Telling you, it's so funny because I was watching little MJFs.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
There were like a few of them, and he was rating them.
Yeah.
Like, or
Here, look, I'll put it on.
there he is. So great.
It's so good. And then he even had the dream like on his chest.
Oh, so good. Look at the
Weight belt. And he had the weight belt, which was cool. It was great.
Go as anyone?
Huh?
Did you go as anyone for Halloween?
Not a wrestler. I just went as like a janitor. I just bought like a janitor outfit, a mechanic outfit from
Janitor.
Halloween.
I skip Halloween every year, by the way. I'm like no fun. I don't dress up anymore.
But it was great. It was a great costume. It was way better than any costume I had. The only costume I ever had that I'll try to find the picture was that of a wrestler was Jeff Hardy, because obviously he was my favorite. And it was legit. Like I had all the legit stuff. It was awesome. But Jeff Hardy wasn't tweeting at the time. He was
back when WCW was happening, my best friend and I went to a Halloween party, but he was dressed as Sting with the face paint, and I went as Hulk Hogan. Now this is back when they were NWO and WC. And I just remember his whole face melting through Halloween and everything. And people were like laughing at us. And so that was the one time I went as a wrestler.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
No, it was great. And that's that's why I said Cody needs to be WWE champion. And you know, now I just want him to win. Like now I just root for him because of that.
To this. What is now the point of this? So Cody beats Damian Priest.
It does make Damian look a little weak.
And then they go, he's gonna finish the story. Finish the story. I'm like, he goes, he went through Brock Lesnar. He went through well, isn't it all leading back to Roman? We're just killing time.
Killing time. That's why the matches don't mean as much to me.
Roman gonna give up the belt?
I think Roman's gonna lose at WrestleMania. I do, but I mean, we'll see. But Roman's not gonna lose it, and that's why I don't mind Roman not defending the belt because he's not gonna lose, so it doesn't matter. He was never gonna lose today, so.
Damian wrestled really good, and Cody's great. The Cody
No,
cutters.
I thought the match was very very good. They spent time outside the ring, which was smart.
Everybody came out and
Yeah,
interfered.
Jay got another huge pop, and I think it's smart what they're doing. I mean, they both look really strong, and I don't think it does anything to Damian, but at the end of the day, it's just to make Cody look strong and keep building his way to the story, like they keep saying.
The only thing that I was confused about, and we're getting to the main event. Jay didn't come out in the main event to help LA Knight or anything because was just not part of it.
It was just LA Knight.
And there was no the bloodline. I didn't know what they were going to do with Jay. Like I thought was he back, and so that was just left to nothing. As far as the match goes, I will say this: still by far the most entertaining in the ring is Roman. I was laughing so hard when he's like, and they the signs that said it in Arabic.
Yeah.
Do you think they gave them to them, or did everybody?
I don't know. I think they might have given it to him.
That was so brilliant, and they're all holding the signs, and LA Knight is so over. I can't even believe it. And
I thought he looked great. I think he held his own in the ring.
They were great. I thought he looked. I felt bad. Again, I felt bad. Like I knew how this was going to end. He wasn't going to win. They say this is a meteoric rise, but it wasn't. It's somebody in his 40s, just like John Cena. Yeah. Who had a long battle to get to where he got to a main event. Where do you go from here?
I definitely don't think it ruins any momentum when it comes to him, just because I think it's like, Roman Reigns, he hasn't lost in that, whatever. I saw someone say, I think it's just right person, wrong time. No one's going to beat Roman right now, so it doesn't really matter. It's insane that he even got this match. But like you said, I don't really know where it leads to. I mean, I could see him going after Logan. They kind of teased that already previously. I can see that. He's on SmackDown, Logan. So, I mean, I can see that.
And maybe they'll give LA Knight a lower end title.
I can see him going after Logan. I really can.
I could see that.
Yeah, I think that's where they should go and try to lead towards. I think they should just. I don't think. Who do you have now? Today ends whatever. The Bloodline seems pretty strong. I mean, Solo beat him. Roman beat him. Jimmy's still there. Who? Yeah, I was gonna say Jimmy's just there. I mean, he's like the outcaster at this point. Who do you have Roman go against at Rumble? I don't know what they do there because Roman's gonna fight at Rumble. They said he's not gonna be a Survivor Series. He's not advertised. So, what do you? I don't know. Survivor Series is one of your big pay-per-views, and you're not gonna have him. It's your big four. I don't even have it in the big four anymore. They still call it big four, but it's not.
I don't call it a big four now.
It's just big three. It's Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania.
It's Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, and WrestleMania. That's it.
There's no more big four anymore because Survivor Series just isn't that. Unless
I'm looking at this thinking, and I'm like, when do you start putting? Does LA Knight get another shot? No,
I wouldn't think so.
Cody is not going to get a shot till WrestleMania.
He's also on Raw, so if it matters, matters,
I know. I was like, does it matter?
If it even matters.
Is CM Punk coming?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be there. Based off the reports that I'm reading, it seems like no. Sadly, but
how can he not come? I mean,
based off what Sean Ross is saying and what they've tweeted and what the reports have said is that Punk wants to return. WWE isn't too interested as of right now, but the WWE, the feeling within backstage is that they can have him whenever they want him. That's basically what they're saying. That they can go whenever they offer him a contract, that he'll go. But as of right now, it's not now. And that if he showed up at Survivor Series, it'd be very last minute. That's what they've said. So
Yeah, I can't imagine he's going to be there now.
no, it's just too late.
Late. I mean, unless that they're just playing
Unless
with
we're all getting bamboozled, and they want to keep it really close to the chest. I don't know, but for example, CM Punk. Did you see CM Punk yesterday? CM Punk was CM Punk is a he has a deal where he's a commentator for
I knew
the division of UFC.
Was he on?
And what?
Commentating?
It was there yesterday, and they were doing like the intro, and they was showing him and his two partners, whatever. And the guy next to him had a handkerchief in his breast pocket, and it was a WWE logo. But people think he's just trolling, but it wasn't. It was right there. It was a WWE logo, and everyone's like, "Yo, Punk's a master like troller." And then I don't know if you saw that a report came out yesterday from Fightful that you know how we were shocked that no one said anything about to Fastlane of CM Punk. They were trained on how to answer Punk questions, and they were shocked that no one answered. And to start off the commentating yesterday, his partner was like, are we allowed to ask CM Punk questions today, or is that not allowed? And that was after the report came out. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't get it.
I mean, that's the only thing that would be amazing if that happens.
But if you're WWE, why not? Why would you even give him the chance? You still people think that he's genuinely think he's the mask on AEW.
I want to talk about that.
It's not him.
I think it's Jack Perry.
Yeah, it has to be.
And I think actually I do believe like they set up a little more stuff on AEW than they did in this thing tonight.
Yeah, they did.
Like there's more going on right now.
It is all elderly wrestling. That's what I'm gonna say. I've been seeing that on Twitter.
Elderly wrestling. Exactly. I couldn't believe
Big Show? Are we serious?
Show comes out as the third partner.
Looked like melted ice. You know when you melt ice cream and then you freeze it again? That's what he looked like. His body was slanted.
Slanted. And his reaction was like nothing. Like
I couldn't believe no one wanted that. Like no one.
They're like, who's gonna be in our corner?
Jericho reunion.
I'm like, what? And then Ric Flair coming back and signing with AEW. Like I'm like,
and now they're saying that he can take bumps and stuff.
He said the interview he did with PW Insider. He said,
this is the first time, and what I said to my friend, which is true, I've been reading, and I have a couple of friends that are like AEW marks, like more like I'm a mark for WWE, I guess. They're AEW marks. This is the first time that they said that the fans of AEW are not happy with the product right now. Like with that, like no one wanted that. Like they're disappointed. It's really bad what they're doing with that stuff.
I want to say this, just like your boy John Cena, my boy Sting. It was like, oh, he's gonna have a retirement match.
It's gonna be Ric Flair. It's gonna be Ric Flair.
We're gonna watch a 62-year-old, 5-year-old guy and the 74-year-old guy.
Because the last match in WCW was Ric Flair Sting. You're telling me that's not coincidence?
No, it is.
They're gonna fight.
I don't want to see it.
It's gonna be terrible. Or a tag match at least.
Flair is saying, I can take bumps. End up like in the ring with an oxygen tank attached to him.
He said that he fell asleep in his last match.
And then he's like, I want to be there to help my son-in-law, Andrea Idolo. That's his other thing. He says, because Andrea Idolo doesn't speak well because he's Mexican.
Yeah.
So Ric Flair thinks he's going to help him.
And he said that they would sell out arenas, him and MJF, he said.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to watch MJF and Ric Flair. I will say unless the guy in the double mask is Adam Cole.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Jack Perry would be.
I don't know. I think he's like actually hurt, but supposedly he's not. I mean,
Adam,
supposedly he is.
he has got to have been hurt.
Yeah, he had surgery.
It
And now,
can't.
and now Danielson's hurt again.
Daniel hit the orbital thing, and then they're
Again, he's hurt for the 900th time.
wrestling. By the way, also is all injured wrestling. Like everybody,
It's insane. Everyone gets hurt.
everyone gets hurt. He had an orbital fracture that happened the week
But
before.
Edge shaking hands with Sting, like that's a combined 130 years of old in the ring.
And then Edge is like, I'm like, is that even working? And then that's not going to work. Edge is going to end up swerving Sting and end up with Christian.
Yeah.
But even that's a little more interesting than what happened tonight at Crown Jewel.
Yeah. People are getting we're talking about AEW right now. No, it's just a show that we were not interested today. It just really wasn't interesting. It really wasn't.
Now, I'm waiting to see. I'm hoping because the pay-per-view is in LA on the 18th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't.
I'll take a trip.
I was going to tell you about that. Yes. Yes. Need to come because I just was trying. Well, I'll go into that later. But I have hated AEW, which I like more than you.
Yeah.
But it is becoming all elderly.
It's just weird. It's like not like.
But don't you think it's got more interesting stories right now than this?
I think today, yes. I think eventually WWE is still on top when it comes to the people that are there, and they're not advertising 60-year-olds. But I mean, I don't know. It's just like you don't think MJF sees this, and it's like, why would I want to stay here?
All I know, and I want to ask you about this. Here's the thing. So he wrestles Kenny Omega. And this reminds me of what we just saw with John Cena. Kenny Omega loses. Then they have this whole after-match thing where it's very clear we're turning the company over to MJF. Like he's our future. We're all old. Kenny Omega's even not that old. He's telling old. You know, he can't go like he used to. So we're all gonna go to MJF. So now MJF is now the face of the company.
Yeah.
They're loading him up without MJF on the show, they don't have a show. I mean, like, he's what everything's revolving around. So they got Wardlow, Samoa Joe, Ric Flair, all these people wanting his title.
Yeah.
If they're going to do that for the next, how could he go to WWE?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how contracts work really when it comes to this.
I think we're doing that to show Max, we value you. Stay here.
Just you don't think he's so young that like he's there for another year, he's the champion. Like, what does he get if he stays there? What does he get out of staying there when it comes to even people that are feuding with? He's gonna keep feuding with the same people. I don't think that people are gonna keep going to AEW. I don't think they're ever gonna get, those big people from WWE that are like Kevin Owens just re-signed. He's not gonna they thought he would go there, he didn't. Like guys like that aren't gonna leave. They're gonna keep getting the guys that leave that are 50 years old. Like, do I think Cargill's the first person that's going to leave AEW and last? No, I think they're going to get a lot more. A lot of people's contracts are up in January. This January coming up.
Yes.
So this January, is it this January that MJF is a free agent?
But they've loaded him up with so much. I just don't see where that happens. Unless
I think that he's re-signed under the books and they're just using it as a storyline. I think he's re-signed for another years, 3 years, 4 years.
Now that they did all this with him, I can't imagine.
You can't, because if they genuinely didn't know that he was going to come back, they'd have to start building someone else up, and they haven't.
They have built nobody else up.
Yeah, so they would be very dumb as a company if he left. Let me tell you right now, if they didn't, and they're just trying to use this as a thing to get him to resign, and he does leave, I think AEW would be shit. Like they would be like, oh my God, what are we going to do if he left after doing all this? Imagine he leaves in January and he's gone. What the hell would they do? Who's the face of AEW?
It's so weird. We hated this guy. And now, I mean, He was the heel. Now he's the
Yeah.
face. I don't know what they're going to do. They have nobody. They
Who,
have
who
no, it's
who's
not.
the young guy that they can put the company on? I don't know. And now listen, he's in movies. WWE is more inclined to that stuff. You know what I mean? I just think as a business standpoint, I don't know how he would stay.
I
But
can't the Iron Claw.
if AEW gave him, I've heard it. I heard it's gonna be really good. I'm like really excited.
So excited because when I grew up, the Von Erichs were all alive.
They're like, and they're also like they're like wrestling royalty. So I mean, it's
Amazing, the Von Erichs when I grew up, and then
I love Zac Efron. He's gonna be. I think he's gonna be great.
well, I think the other guy's going to be great. That's
Yeah,
playing because Zach is playing the Kevin, the one that survives.
one that's alive. Yeah,
It's the Carrie who's played by the guy from. Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. I forgot his name too.
We shouldn't sound like idiots. Yeah, him.
And I don't know who. I don't think they said who MJF is playing. I think he's like a background character, or
No. He's playing a Von Erich cousin.
oh, he's one of the brothers too. One of the other ones. I didn't know that because he's not in the trailer. I thought they were gonna put him in the trailer, and they did.
No. But I'm really looking forward to that. Random girl is very upset that Logan Paul beat Rey.
I get it. Yeah, I know some people aren't happy with him. I just think as a storyline standpoint, it made sense.
Isn't Rey older than all these other people too?
He's turning 50.
Okay, and he's moving around fine.
Perfectly fine.
All right. So we've got Survivor Series coming up. We've got
Very soon, too.
got the fallout from whatever this is on Crown Jewel.
Oh, Monday.
We got Full Gear in LA on November 18th. So we have shows and things coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Survivor Series is gonna. I think we'll see where everything leads to. I think Survivor Series is gonna end everything, and then we got Royal Rumble right after that, which I'm most likely.
It's in January,
but I don't think they have one in December, right? There's no pay per view in December, so they're gonna have no Survivor Series November, and then January 2 months later, basically, because that's 2 months. It's basically 2 months to the day. Later is Royal Rumble.
For somebody we don't know about that's coming back. Maybe it is Randy Orton and he comes back for Royal Rumble and wins it.
I'm looking up. I'm just making sure that there's no. I don't think there is anything in December. I'm just making sure. Because that is a long time in between. NXT's been great, by the way. If anyone's been watching, it's been awesome.
Really good. And I really love Dragic. And I like, and that was another thing. Is our friend gonna come to WWE? Carmelo.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. They're definitely teasing him and Trick against each other, though. Yeah, no, it's Survivor Series November 25th, and then Royal Rumble January 27th, 2 months later. So that's a while in between. And then we got Elimination Chamber in February in Perth in Australia, which is gonna be awesome.
I know they just announced that. So that's before it's that, and then a WrestleMania.
Oh, we only have
4.
We only have 3 pay-per-views before WrestleMania.
That's what I'm saying. So now think about
I feel like we were just there.
Right. Think about that. They really don't have that many to fill.
No.
So
I mean, yeah, they think about it. Survivor Series, Roman's not even advertised. They don't got to worry about filling anything for Cody or anything. Then you got Royal Rumble, which is going to be the big one. Roman's going to have a match there. I don't know who it's going to be against. I don't even know who's going to win the Royal Rumble. I'll be honest with you. I can't even. I genuinely don't. I don't even know if I think Gunther's going to win, but I don't know if he's going to lose the belt before that.
So let me ask you this question about Gunther.
CM Punk has to come back and win.
CM Punk. Yeah, I'm saying or what if we move Gunther out of losing his Intercontinental? Would you put him up against Roman?
I would put him against Rollins. If that Rollins Gunther would be an insane match.
And so you'd have
Cody Roman will main event WrestleMania. I can almost guarantee that.
And
I mean, if he doesn't finish the story there, he might leave. He might go back to AEW.
With the story.
I'm looking. All I gotta say, it says from here. This is Wrestling Inc. and Fightful. This was 3 weeks ago. It says MJF has not extended his contract, and it ends January 1st, 2024. If his contract ends,
they're literally stacking up him for everything.
if his contract ends January 1st, 2024, he has to win the Royal Rumble. I'm telling you right now, he has to be there and win. That has to be your go-to.
Perfect sense. But
you scrap everything.
Though they literally just built the entire show of all AEW. Everything's around MJF right now.
It says that his most recent quote was that he knows that there's going to be a lot of money thrown his way, and he'd be an idiot to decide on something before he sees multiple offers.
I think he's staying at AEW. I think they've got whatever money they had, they threw it all towards MJF.
Yeah, I
and also, to your point, some of these people that'll become free agents with AEW, I just don't think they even fit in looks or wrestling style with WWE. What about some of those guys that are just amazing? Would they even have them? Like, would they take Sammy Guevara?
I think they'd take a Sammy Guevara. I think Sammy Guevara actually is one of those people that
brilliant.
I think he actually plays the role well of like an entertainer, of like a heel entertainer. You know what I mean? And I think Ricky Starks would be great.
I think Ricky Starks should go.
I think he has to.
Did you hear the funny comment when Edge called him a faux rock? It was great. And he made that
smart.
But then it didn't go over right, and people were saying he made that up. I was like, but that's true.
Yeah, I think.
And so didn't they say to LA Knight too the other night? Didn't Roman make something about him being a fake cousin of The Rock thing? There was a remark.
He said you made your career off of being a fake version of my cousin. Yeah. It says here, Andrade is up in April 2024. Bryan Danielson, as of right now, is done in April 2024 as well, which I don't know. I genuinely could see him going back.
See. He said he wanted to retire. Okay.
Yeah, he probably will retire. And then you have
Sting.
The two that he said was Wardlow and Ricky Starks are contracts are up. They don't know exactly when, but they are going to be soon.
Wardlow, I don't know what they're doing with. He had such promise. Now they've made him just this bad guy. Like, I don't even get what's going on with him.
Yeah,
and I don't care about Samoa Joe. I really like. I'm not. Isn't Samoa Joe just always on these other circuits and never in the WWE?
Yeah, I don't. We were just talking about it. I really don't know what they're gonna do if MJF leaves.
I don't either. I'm telling you, but it was very weird. Like, I'm like, he has a match with Omega. Omega loses. They pass the torch to MJF. MJF has now got all they had to find.
That's why they must, like, I'm trying to be devil's advocate. They must have to know that he's staying, but I don't know. I'm not, like, I don't know why you would want to stay.
Because I'm saying Warner Brothers Discovery and Tony Khan
to give him as much money as he wants. Like you write how much you want.
I bet he got. I think they're stacking it right now to say, look, you can be the face of us here. You won't be that there.
You could be the face of
our organization,
of our company, and make $5 million a year, which is a lot for wrestling.
Be part of a bunch of people.
Yeah. But he's only like what, 25? How old is he?
6.
Like, he goes to WWE right now. He has a 10-year career. But the funny thing is that he gets on a 4-year contract and still go. And he'll only be 30.
It's very clear you're advocating for MJF.
Because I like MJF and I don't think there's much left for him there.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll pick this up next episode. All right. So our final grade of the night, what are we grading this? What are we grading Crown Jewel? I'm giving it a C.
Yeah, I was gonna go C+. That's it.
giving it a C. I literally have been so, as we talked about, this is the first time in decades that I've been able to watch all the pay-per-views or PLEs that weren't the main three, and I was really into them.
Sometimes they're a little bit more. They're a little bit better.
Backlash, even Fastlane, I thought was great.
It was great.
I wasn't.
Extreme Rules was great.
Nothing really sucked me in on this, and I felt like it was slow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they never caught my eye. They got me for the first match. They're like, oh my, it's gonna be so good. And the second match was like, okay, and then the third match ruined me. And then
I just want to say that I honestly believe the John Cena thing was so upsetting. It like deflated all the air out of it to me.
Yeah, it ruined the whole period for me.
How can you do that to him? I just
John Cena deserves better. I'm gonna start his hashtag.
John Cena deserved better. Hashtag
Jeff Hardy.
He can't come back to WWE, right?
I don't know. Matt Hardy
wants to. I saw he wants a. What does he want to do? Wrestle?
Wants a full heel stable. Him and Jeff and Christian and Edge.
All elderly wrestling.
I can't. That's what I'm telling you. Why did I don't know.
All right. I think it's really great about Cody and your brother. That's the coolest thing.
It was great. Yeah, it was awesome. It was great to see. He's like the best for that.
All right. So, Luis, where can we find you on Instagram and TikTok?
TikTok is Ring Reporter Media. Almost at 40,000 followers now, which is a very big milestone. Woohoo.
We go there? What do we get?
So you go to there, you get I post a lot of nostalgic videos of like old wrestling memories. Those are the ones that really blow up a lot. And then I also do my own kind of reviews on the shows that we watch. I like short clips. They're all like a minute. And then I post
nostalgic old ones. Like, give me an example.
Like my one video that has 4 million views is the video of Stone Cold coming out at WrestleMania with Shawn Michaels and Mick Foley at 32 when they fought when they beat up the New Day and the League of Nations. And then people start commenting like, hey, post this one, and then I'll post that one, and then whatever ones people post.
Commenting in it or just showing the clip?
No, that one's just the clip. And then I'll ask people like what else they want to see. But then my stuff that's starting to grow a lot is obviously, as he knows, is my interviews that I'm starting to do a lot of at the media events. That's where I post them. So that's where you'll get them. My most recent one, Montez, got like 30,000 views, which everyone liked.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know when the next media event I'll be at. I don't know if it'll be Survivor Series or not. We'll see, but
see.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good one. We will see you next time. All
right.
Bye, guys.